Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to another Sumer of CCNA check-in. This is our 90-minute check-in, so it's open to the whole world. The whole world is able to watch us today. My name is Zach. I'll be hosting. We'll be joined shortly by Jeremy, who will be going over a full packet tracer network setup today, which is going to be pretty intense. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Hopefully, you're looking forward to that as well. But hello to all of you, or what is hello again to all my friends. I think that's Barney. Oops. Oh my goodness. Hello, chat. What's going on? Brain and Christian Dillinger, Fow Junior, Rub T. Oh my goodness, Miguel. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? Glad to have you all here with us. As I said, we will be doing a full walkthrough of setting up a Cisco network or a network. We are going to be using Packet Tracer, and if you are a Summer of CCNA student, we will be sharing the Packet Tracer file and documents and stuff with you after the stream is over. If you aren't part of the Summer of CCNA, oh, that's the wrong one, but you could join us on Discord because that's where I'll be sharing all of those files. You'll need to be on Discord to receive those or to download those. But you can sign up for the Summer of CCNA, or you'll be able to sign up for the Fall into CCNA very soon. We're getting that program running. If you guys have questions as we're preparing, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat. I like to get these all of our live streams started about 10 minutes early, just to give everybody time to get logged in, get themselves situated. Grab your notes, your pen and your paper. It's very important that you have your notes ready. Grab your coffee. I have a very large cup of coffee. I didn't refill it. I should have refilled, but oh man. You're right. Summer is almost over. And I am excited for today as well. Very excited. If you don't know, and you haven't joined us on Discord yet, every Tuesday we do an AMA, an Ask Me Anything. It's hosted by me. I always bring in guests or try to bring in guests to join us to share their knowledge and wealth of information. Sorry, I'm looking. I got tagged a bunch, so I was checking the chat. I was trying to grab the link for our Tuesday AMAs, and here it is. I will share this into the chat. This is free for everybody to join us. It's Tuesdays 1 p.m. Eastern. I think that sounds about right. Oh, Jeremy just sent me, here's the lab to distribute to students. So I have the PDF. I will download that. I'm going to take a look at it real quick. All right. We got it. We're ready. I don't know if he wants me to share that yet, so I'll ask him when he gets here. But yes, consider joining our Tuesdays. It will be fun. What are you all saying? Oh, I thought Putty 2 Point. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. But hello, Putty 2 Point. And Bad Dog Walkin'. How are you doing? How long will this class last? This class is going to go 90 minutes today. So from what is it? It's 5 p.m. Eastern. It's 4 p.m. for me because I'm Central Time. So 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. What is my favorite protocol? I don't know that I have a favorite protocol, honestly. What's your favorite protocol, Arrow official? Yeah, Shelby, 90 minutes. I'm going to be very interested to see and excited and all the things to see Jeremy go through this. RIP version 2. Right. Bet. It looks like Chuck will be joining us for a little bit today as well. Awesome. We'll be getting started in 5 minutes. If y'all have any questions for me before we get started, you're more than welcome to ask. I've been like I don't know if I would say I'm an expert. Would never say I'm an expert, but I have been known to answer some IT career questions from time to time. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but it is something that I'm quite fond of doing and quite familiar with doing. In fact, you could look on YouTube. It's right there. I just put the link. Big Papa House. You like whichever protocol solves the issue you're currently troubleshooting. Yeah, that's fair. Zach, as an expert at being Zach, that's fair. They're fair. They are good, Zach. Well, thank you. I give fantastic career answers. I try to. That's what I'm passionate. I want to see I want to see everybody succeed. That's what I want to see. I actually just shared part of the story with the team the other day that they didn't know, but I dropped out of high school when I was 14 years old. Like just straight dropped out of high school. And that was in 1998. And a year later, I discovered the World Wide Web, the internet. And I had, within like, I don't know, a year and a half of me dropping out of school, I was already building websites, and that's what I had taught myself to do. And for me, the reason why I do what I do is because I always want to encourage people that it doesn't matter where you come from in life. It doesn't matter like what you've experienced. Anybody can do this. And I'm like living proof of that. So if I can go through what I went through, not graduating high school, not graduating from college, being successful in IT, to me, that tells me that anybody and everybody can do it. And there's nothing that can stop you. And welcome, Chuck. Hello.
It sounds like I came into the middle of a pretty powerful conversation.
Yeah, we were talking about. I said, hey, if you have career questions, anything, ask me. I've been known to answer those, from time to time, and that got brought up and just led into the reason why I do it, and the reason why I give career advice and put videos out and work with you guys here is because I want to encourage people to do better. I want people to do better than me, right? Like that's how I see it. So it's like as much as I can provide that encouragement, provide that advice, like that tells me that I'm doing everything that I can as a human being, right? Like just being here. Like that is my purpose in life, is to help other people. And I love it.
You do embody that very well, Zach. You guys are lucky to have Zach around. We're lucky to have Zach around.
I'm lucky to be here. I love changing lives, and that's what we do. Like that's all of us here, right? Like I know it might sound a little cheesy to some of you maybe, but really like when you look at what Jeremy has done, you look at what Chuck has done, look what I've done, like our entire lives have really been built around helping other people. And man, that's incredible when you think about that, right? Like from the teaching perspective and all the things that we've done, like it's just like we have really built our lives on helping other people in one way or another, right?
And I think that's a good lesson for I think everyone here is that even if you are like you're IT and you have a job that you commute into and it doesn't seem like you're maybe serving people the way that me, Zach, and Jeremy so publicly do. If you can still model your life around serving other people. And in fact, I would recommend that's how you model your life. You will find the most joy, the most satisfaction in your life when you don't make it about you. And you might be thinking, oh, I don't make it about me. But if you spend some time thinking about it, your life, you just take 15 minutes. You might think, maybe I'm kind of selfish. Maybe I think about me a lot. You just go more external and focus on others around you and you make your life more about that. It becomes a lot more fun. Hi, Jeremy.
Welcome,
Hi.
Jeremy.
Sounded very introspective. Hang on, go with the 3 vertical. I think I need to move my camera. And I'm moving. There we go. Because I'm always half a face. There we go. Better.
You look
That's
great.
how I see you.
Fantastic.
I know I set myself up for something like that. Oh, so I know I just walked into your conversation. What what was the topic? It sounded very introspective.
Yeah, I walked into Zach talking about how. Oh, yeah, you go ahead, Zach. I'll let you tell it.
It got started. It got brought up my history and how I got started in IT, and I brought up how I dropped out of high school. I never went to college, and the reason why I do a lot of what I do and providing advice to people and trying to help people and working here with you both, and is because I want to see other people do better. I want to see people do better than I have done, right? And if I could be successful in this career field, going through what I had went through, anybody can do it. Like if I can drop out of high school at 14, like and be successful, like anybody can do this. And that's where it unfolded a lot more after that, because it was just like how for all three of us have dedicated our lives, the majority of our lives, to helping other people in one way or another, like teaching people and doing these live streams and doing all the videos and things that we've done. The real underlying purpose behind all of that is to help somebody else, and nothing can change that. Like, that is my purpose in life, and that's what I was kind of sharing, is like that is my purpose. I love doing it. I love helping other people, and nothing will ever change that. Like, that is what I'm destined to do in life. And just like you and Chuck both, like, you were both doing the same thing in different but similar ways, but we all share that common bond of just wanting to see other people succeed and help other people, and paying it forward, like what we're doing, like that's something that we want others to emulate. So hopefully, like, we've expressed this throughout this program with you all, and you've maybe embodied that a little bit on your own, so that once you go through this, like, you guys can now pay it forward. You're part of the community, and you get to help other people, and you get to give the advice now. And that's what it's all about. Like, at the end of the day, just helping other people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Are you ready, Jeremy? That's the big question. Are you ready?
I was thinking of how many ways I could riff off of where you're going, and I'm like,
you can't. I got you.
Yeah, and literally 10 minutes, like, everything in my brain told me not to do it, but then I was like, no, I got to do it. There's a new, well, I don't know how new it is. It's been a long time since I've used Packet Tracer. You guys know I love Cisco Modeling Labs. I usually go that route, but I said for the final exam today, the final episode of 90-minute-ness, I was going to do it all in Packet Tracer, because it's free and anybody can get it. And so I open it, and it's like the whole screen goes white. I'm like, Shekinah glory. Like, I can't see anything because it's, and so I'm in AI, and I'm like, does Packet Tracer support dark mode? Right. And it's like, actually in 9.0, it does. And I'm like, oh, and so I look at my version, I'm like 8.2 or something. And I'm like, oh, so 10 minutes before, I downloaded Packet Tracer.
Uh-oh.
And now I can actually bring it up without being blinded, because
you guys minutes before this right now.
Yeah. And so it is crazy. It's totally signing up for like the worst possible thing that can happen, and we're gonna do it. So I opened it. I know it opens. Hang on. I know. Infinity mirror, right?
Yep.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I give you Packet Tracer 9.01. So
I did not have a meme prepared for that one.
9.01. So the funny thing is that when I opened it, I was like, someone's so cut corners. Look at these little icons. It's got like the gray border on it. Like they jammed. They were like, ship it, dude. Just ship it. It's not the greatest, but it'll be good. So
are you about ready to get started?
Yeah, I think I am, but I am so not. I told you guys I'd put a couple hours in it. It's been about 5 hours I've put into this lab, and I've created a monster.
Listen, so you guys are in for a treat. I mean, I don't know last time I saw something like this, so make sure you share this sucker out to all your friends and have them come in, because this is about to be something cool. Jeremy, bars up here, man. Come on, let's
I don't know. This is the most insane lab I've ever done without a net. So let's do it.
I'll make this really quick for you so you can jump in. But welcome everybody to our last and final check-in for the summer CCNA, our last 90-minute one. As Jeremy said, he's going to be going over a full network setup. Do you want me to share that file with everybody now, or you want me to wait till after?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I just literally 10 minutes before we got here, I PDF'd it and I'm like, all right, it is what it is. And so yes, we will share this out in whatever channel.
Doing it right now.
So
It'll be in the live stream chat on Discord.
All right, perfect.
Here's the file. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Skillbit. Skillbit is who we partnered with to provide all of our virtual labs. So when you guys sign up for the summer CCNA and you are accessing our virtual labs, those are provided by our partner over at Skillbit. Please give them a holler. Tell them we sent you. We definitely appreciate them. We'll be utilizing them for fall into CCNA. And that's something I also wanted to talk to you guys about really quick. September 14th, we are going to be getting started with fall into CCNA. We should have the registration open for that by Monday, I believe, for sure. So stay tuned. We're going to have lots of info coming out about that. I'm very excited for that. And I'm going to let Jeremy just get started.
Actually, one note on that, though. I mean, I know many of you are going to be starting some CCNA classes this fall. If you want to come in like a rock star, just jump into fall CCNA. You're going to be the best, the favorite. So just do it.
Absolutely. Here you go, sir. Let's get this party started.
All right. So first off, Chuck, Zach, I'm looking to you guys because I thought it would be easy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go into Claude. I'm gonna tell it, I want you to generate a lab that tests everything in CCNA. And I want to be able to do it in 90 minutes, not realizing that, like I want to be able to show every concept in 90 minutes. Not realizing, I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a funny video floating around on the internet where somebody goes, ChatGPT has a pretty solid voice mode where it does like the, gotcha. Like, and so it feels very natural. There's this guy who said, okay, I want you to time me going for a run. I'm going to run a mile. You need to tell me how long it is, okay? And ChatGPT is like, okay, I got you. And he goes, okay, ready, go. And he waits a couple seconds, and he comes back, and he goes, okay, stop. Whew, I made it. And he goes, how long did that take? And ChatGPT voice mode, he goes, oh, that was about 15 minutes. And he's like, wow. They actually played it in front of Sam Altman, and he was like, yes, we're going to be fixing that. So I didn't realize when I said make this possible in 90 minutes, it would be like epic 90-minute level. So I will say right now, we are going to hit just about every topic in CCNA, and I'm going to go into this, but we cannot finish this lab. However, where I started getting into, it's like, yeah, it's going to take you 20 minutes to pretty much build everything in CCNA. So what I did was I then manually went through and consolidated as much as I could in what I'm saying is the first 3 stages. We're going to be configuring a coffee house. We're going to be configuring the regional hub that all these cafes are linking back to. And we may get to the corporate headquarters, but I doubt it because there is just a lot. Now I'm back to you, Zach and Chuck. Please interrupt me. You know me. Once I start talking, I'm just going, and people will like if people have good questions. So
people want this though, Jeremy. Your bedtime stories,
dude. It says new torque Chuck on the bear.
I didn't do this one. It was from
that's awesome.
Honey Badger. We'll have to fix that.
It was slop, but it was like it looked good. Like I feel like he did it on purpose.
Was it Honey Badger? Did you do that on purpose to us? I'm just kidding. Thank you for sharing that with me, though.
Yeah. So
Jeremy, someone asked if you used the MCP from Cisco to set this up.
No, I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Apparently, there might be a thing. I don't know. But too late now.
Too late. Nope. This was all. Well, yeah. I could keep talking on and on because I've spent so much time on this that I didn't expect to spend, but it's going to be great. So please type in questions. Chuck, Zach, just interrupt me. Just start talking and we'll go. So I'm starting with a literal blank slate in Packet Tracer. Let's begin. So Cafe 1 just opened. It needs to stand on its own before anything else. Registers need to work. Cameras need to record. Customers need Wi-Fi. So we've got our coffee house. Here's what the diagram looks like. We've got a router, single router for the cafe, couple switches. We're going to ether channel those together. Bunch of VLANs that are going across. Some for the registers, POS systems, some for cameras, media server, guest Wi-Fi. We've got all of that right here. Okay, so build and wire the office using the equipment specified in equipment reference. By the way, when I was working with Claude to build this, I was like, all right, I want you to create a reference section that I can hyperlink to where I can see which models of routers to use and everything like that. And it actually went out and created a reference for the entire lab. There's some guy out at computersforgeeks.com apparently that has written a ton of stuff recently on all of these things. So I was like, hey, I did not intend that, but it worked. So anything that you are stuck on in this lab, there's a reference. I don't know if it's accurate, but it's there. So right here, we've got the cafe switch, cafe router, shows which models to use. Let's go. I'm going to go, let's grab the switches first. So I'm going 2960s. We've got 2 cafe, we'll zoom that in a little bit, 2 cafe switches, 1, 2. I'm going to grab a router. It was a 1941 router, and I'm going to be flipping back and forth to this pretty regularly, right? And we'll get to the hub stuff later. So I'll come back here so I can see the diagram right about as I scroll. I can tell everybody's like, yeah, we're not getting through that. So we've got the 2 switches, routers, and then it says in the lab and later on in the equipment reference, all of these will be represented by PCs because in Packet Tracer, that's what we do. So we'll throw a whole bunch of PCs out there that we will begin modifying. 2, 5, there we go. All right, now it says build and wire the office equipment specified. So I'm going to go right here and first off, put a base configuration on each device. Let's start with the router. Now, I don't, Chuck, I'll let you make the call on this. On all the live streams until now, if I make a mistake and somebody catches it, we ship them a free Network Chuck shirt.
Oh no.
I think we're down 2 shirts so far.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah, so I've been all right, but I'm thinking there's going to be so much chance for error in this lab. I'll leave it to you if you think we want to do that.
All right, yeah. So we're watching the chat. I'm not going to correct Jeremy. You guys have to do it. So
all right. Sounds okay. So we'll keep going with it. So now I will say the level of error, Chuck, I'm going to leave that one to you because there's like I'm going to mistype something. That's fine, right? Everybody mistype like, oh, I forgot that. Like I'm talking like, okay, that's not going to work. So I'm going to let you make the call on if it's a dumb error, like that's not sure worthy, but we'll do it. All right. So here we go. We've got host name cafe. So let's bring the router over here. So this is the Packet Tracer interface. We're just going to name it right here, cafe 01-rt or cafe 1-rt01, right? Now we'll bring up the CLI. Holy smoke, that's what I didn't see coming. When I upgraded it made everything small. So let's go to preferences and let's go to, oh shoot, font. There we go. And we'll go with Courier new. Let's go with, what do you think? 16? Yeah, we'll go with that. Router text, we'll go green. Router background, we'll go black. PC console, yep. All right, let's see if that works. Everything just got bigger. Okay. What do you think? Readable? No, that's hard to see.
Hard to see.
Yeah, pretty hard to see.
All right. Preferences, font. And this is, let's go with yellow. That's a little better. Close. Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say it's a little better. What do you guys think in the chat? Is that good, or you want something different? No, it's not a mistake. Don't even think about it.
Say shirts. All right, let me go one font size bigger.
They said it's good.
Good? All
yeah,
right.
they said it's good.
All right, sounds good. We'll go one font size bigger just for grins. All right, so bring this guy up. There we go. All right, so base configuration. Press the enter key. Never enter initial config dialog. I'm going to go into global configuration mode. Host name, cafe1-RT01. Thank you. Base configuration. Now at this stage, I'm not going to go through all of that, but of what all the commands are. I'm not going to, because I have to bite my tongue on how, but VTY ports, console ports, privileged passwords, synchronous logging, no DNS lookups, no console port timeout. All right, let's do it all. So no IP domain lookup, because we don't want mistyped things to just hang there waiting for DNS. We'll do enable secret Cisco. Line VTY 0 space. Whoa, not 54.4. No, see, that's what I'm talking about, Chuck. That's not a mistake. Login, and it's going to say, hey, you can't log in until you set a password. We'll do password Cisco, exit out, line, console 0, login, password Cisco. Good. What else do we have in our list there? Synchronous logging. So we go under line console 0, logging synchronous, so that our messages don't get cut in half. No console port timeout. Okay, no exec-t, which the whole command is exec timeout. Okay, so that, by the way, is a great base config. And since we're going to be configuring so many devices, let me show you how the real engineers do it. You take this, you highlight everything right there. You go, okay, that's a good base config. Actually, I'll just go right to about here, right click, copy. Let's do a notepad, and we'll go new. I love how in Windows it there we go. There we go. It saves your previous notes, but I never remember to close them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, okay, well, this right here, shoot, all of this, right there, shoot, grab that, spanning tree, all of this can be cut out, out. There we go, boom. And just like that, we have a base config, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that, put that at the end, because that's going to be different on every single one. And now Control A, Control C, we've got a base config for everything. So now I can go to my switches. I can say, let's get them base configured, but I can do it by simply copying and pasting. Global configuration mode. And no, we don't need the picture every time. Of course, it's going to change every time. Yeah. And I'm just going to
plan.
Paste it in. I've got host name is right where it left off, and we'll do cafe1-SW01. This is switch 1. Save the config. Jump over here. CLI. Global configuration mode. Paste this in. You see what I'm doing. And this, by the way, is how a lot of people will do bulk configuration as they're configuring a whole stack of devices, move the console port, just getting a base config on here. Often next to the host name, they'll put an IP address if they've got the IP scheme already there. Cafe01-SW02. This is switch number 2. All right. And now I might as well, while I've got these guys here, so I can recognize them in Packet Tracer, label them. Obviously.
Did you ever have like macros in like Excel or like a Notepad++ to like fill in the variables for your switches and routers?
In the old days, yes, I did. In the old days. Nowadays, not so much. But yes, so now we've got those there. Okay, so we've got the base configuration on all these, and it says and wire them as stated in the equipment reference. So I'm going to look here. We've got switch 1, fast Ethernet 0/1 and 2 goes to the POS and staff terminals. Okay, so I'm going to go. We've got the security camera, which is going to be VLAN 30. We've got a media server on VLAN 40. We've got Man, we've got this step number 2. This is the problem of using AI. It's like, here you go. There's a ton of configuration that is going in right here. First off, I'm going to click on the Cafe Switch port plan, and it shows these are all the different devices that are there. I'm going to go through and create all the VLANs. So let's start off with that. So I can see VLAN 10, 30, because it put them out of order. 40 and 20 is all the VLANs that are right there. There's a subnet associated with each one. Let's start off by creating the VLANs. We go on the switch, CLI, and we will go do a quick do show VLAN. Nothing there right now. So we'll do VLAN 10, name, staff.
All right, someone's calling you out for not having the banner MOTD, but I wouldn't say that's not a mistake. That's a choice.
That's a choice. That is a choice. Yeah, in the lab did not call out put a banner MOTD, but yes, a typical base configuration does have a banner MOTD. Good call out, not shirt worthy. We'll do VLAN 20, which is going to be customer Wi-Fi. So we'll just do cust Wi-Fi. Now, the names really don't matter. You don't even have to have the same names of the VLANs between the switches. It's just for you. The numbers are what matters. We'll do VLAN 30. The numbers are what matters. We'll go with that. Name camera. Exit VLAN 40. And that one is going to be media server. Name media server. Good. And, well, I can probably type faster than I can take all of the thing about VLANs, you won't see them in the running config because they're stored. You guys remember? I'm going to do a show flash. They're actually stored in this file called VLAN.dat. If you're ever clearing a configuration on a device, don't forget to delete the VLAN database. You won't actually see them when you do a show run. No VLANs there at all, right? So I'm going to go, so it makes it a little tougher. I'm copying and pasting those. So we'll go over here, do the quick mirrored thing, VLAN 10, name staff, VLAN 20, name, I think that was cust Wi-Fi, VLAN 30, name camera, VLAN 40, name media server. There we go, show VLAN, and voila, we have the VLANs there. They're not doing anything yet. Okay, so VLANs are created. Now we need to go in. Let's go back, back up to, come on, good old Microsoft Word, back up to here. Wire the VLANs, wire and VLAN the switches per the Cafe port plan. Okay, so fast Ethernet 0/1 and 2 are going to be the staff terminal. VLAN 10 access. So we're going to get one of those computers wired up. This one will be config. Name of this guy will be staff PC1. Good. When I'm wiring things on this, I usually will reach for the straight through and the crossover because the auto doesn't really let you pick which port it goes to. It's convenient, but if you want to know what ports are being connected, it's good to do this. So I'm going to go click on here. This guy's going to go from his fast Ethernet 0 to click on here, fast Ethernet 0/1, because actually here, let me do this. This will be a little better. So I'm not always flipping back and forth. There we go. There we go. All right. So fast Ethernet 0/1 connected right there. That'll be our staff terminal. This guy will be This will be our guest PC. So we'll go guest PC1, close that down, and we will connect him. So the guest will be on switch 2 fast Ethernet 0/3. So click there from fast Ethernet 0, click fast Ethernet 0/3. Connect, good. All right, security cameras. That'll be these guys. Let's go. And by the way, it says in here to make everything in this little lab a PC so we can play with it. Camera 1. Copy that. And here. That's funny because I'm seeing differences between Packet Tracer 8 and Packet Tracer 9, even as I'm going. I'm like, oh, it didn't keep the little PCPT right there. And then this guy will be the media server. All right. And let's connect them. So we'll go from camera 1. The cameras are switch 1, fast Ethernet 0/3 through 5. So we'll go camera 1. Do you see how quickly these things can get messy? Camera 2.
Yeah, that's why my server room is a mess.
Oh, it's not. There's many reasons for that. So switch 2, we're going to go from media server. Actually, you know what, Chuck? I'm pretty proud of your server room. I'm proud of you in that server room because every time I come, I'm like, it's actually not bad for all the stuff that you do and tear in and tear out. It's pretty good.
Thank you. Don't look at it right now.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Fair enough. I'm also, while I'm here, I might as well get all of these things connected. So we've got switch 1 will have a trunk interface, gig 0/1 to the routers, G0/0. So you can see right here, cafe router is going to link down to the trunk. So we'll connect this guy from his gig 0/1 up to the router. And we're going to do an ether channel between these two. You can see switch 1 fast Ethernet 0/23 and 24. So we'll get those connected. Click 23. Click 23. It was funny. I found well, at least they probably fixed it in Packet Tracer now. But when I was testing this lab out last night, I found a bug where if you use the auto, this is why I don't want to use the auto connect. If you use the auto connect and then move it later, sometimes you actually have like a shadowed connection where it still thinks it's connected. So I'm staying away from the auto connect. So we've got these put together. You can see they're orange right now. We're waiting for spanning tree to activate those ports. This is red because the router interface is not up. Okay, so those are connected. Now we need to move them to the right VLAN. So let's do that. I'm going to bring up, let me shrink this so I can see which ports I'm doing. Switch 1. Move this over just a bit. There we go. Global config. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1 through 2. Oh, nope. Not an error. I mistyped. We'll do switch port mode access. I'm telling you, it puts me on pins and needles. Just
did it to yourself. Did it to yourself.
Yeah.
Switch port access VLAN 10. Good. Those are there. I might as well. I'll get a few bonus points here, right? These are POS terminals. All right. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/3 through 5. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 30, not 20. And we'll do description security cameras. All right. Now we need to jump over to switch 2. Right there. And we are going to change the VLANs on the media server. So we'll go into global config, interface fast Ethernet 0/1, switch port mode access, meaning it's not a trunk, switch port access VLAN 40, and interface range. Well, let's keep our consistency. Description, media. Interface range fast Ethernet 0/2 through 3. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 20. Guys following along with this, going fast. description, guest and Wi-Fi. There we go. Ooh, a new one, trunk. Switch 1, gig 0/1 is going to the router. So that's this interface right here. Needs to be a trunk port and a native VLAN 999. Ooh, okay. So VLAN wasn't actually listed earlier. So let's jump back over here to switch 1. So one thing worth mentioning, I don't think I've even mentioned this through this whole series. If a port is assigned to a VLAN and that VLAN doesn't exist, you know what happens to it? Dies. So, and that's why one of the most devastating commands you could do is just to go into global config mode and do a no VLAN 10 or something like that. If all the ports are assigned to that VLAN, immediately on the switch, everything goes amber. So we need to create a VLAN 999 name management, because that's going to be the native VLAN. You can see it right there, which is going to, a lot of people call it out of band management, things like that. So we'll exit back out. We'll go into interface GI 0/1 because we're doing the connection to the router. So we're going to do, I'll do a description router on a stick because that's going to be where we go. Connection. And we'll do a switchport mode trunk, switchport trunk, native VLAN 999, because by default, that's going to be 1. So now we'll do a show interface trunk, show IP interface brief. Why is it not showing anything? Because it is, well, no, it's up. Hang on. It shows up, but it's not up. Probably because the router interface is down, I bet. And we're going to see a lot of packet tracer isms. You see that the link is red. I'm just going to go in here for grins. Let's go into interface GI 0/0 and do a no shutdown. Good. We brought that up. Now it shows that up. Now let's do a show interface trunk.
There it is. Had you sweating?
I kind of, yeah, I know. I walked out and my wife goes, "Are you really wearing a sweatshirt on a 105-degree day here in Phoenix?" I'm like,
that's true. It's kind of weirding me out a little bit.
Yes, I am. So by the way, that what you just saw there was another little ism. Normally, when you do a show IP interface brief, that will not be up if the other side is down or shut down. It will show both of those as down. So that you guys know my love for my love and my hate for packet tracer. Okay, so there we go. Now it says bundle the switch interconnect. Woo! Here we go. In an ether channel and harden spanning tree per the cafe security parameters. Okay, I didn't see that one last night when I looked at the lab. I don't know what those parameters are, but let's get the ether channel going. So we've got switch 1. Let's do a show CDP neighbors. Make sure that, yes, we do see switch 2 over there, but it's 2 individual interfaces. So if we look at that, oh, spanning tree doing its thing, blocking one of those interfaces to keep a loop from happening. So, oh, I have something so important to tell you. Because I saw this question actually earlier, and after I get ether channel going, I'm going to breathe for a second and let's take any questions. But okay, watch this. I'm going to go into interface range fast Ethernet 0/23 through 24, right? And we'll do switch port mode trunk. We'll do a switch port trunk. So hang on. Let's just see this. Got to make it a little bigger so I can see it. Trunk VLAN, native VLAN 999, carrying all VLANs, LACP. Okay, we can do this. Shoot back here. Switch port trunk native VLAN 999. Actually, I'm remembering right now, I don't think I have to show VLAN. I don't think I have VLAN 999 on both switches. And that is going to come back to haunt me. And it's going to cost you, Chuck, a t-shirt. So show VLAN. Nope, that's the router. Hang on. Where's switch 2? There we go. Switch 2. You guys in my ADHD world yet? Wow, what's next? Show VLAN. I just want to make sure I don't. There it is. There it is. Missing VLAN 999. VLAN 999. Enter, and we will do name management. Don't want to forget that, or I will have a down interface and loss of a t-shirt. So now I'm in interface range. We'll do switchport. Yep, trunk native VLAN 999. Okay, now let's create the bundle. Okay, yes, I'm gonna tell you something, but it's after I do the ether channel on each side. So we will do port channel. Nope. We will do channel group. This is one of those commands you just can't tab because you've got two commands, channel protocol and channel group. So we'll do channel protocol first. You don't actually have to do this command. It is an optional command. I don't think anybody really knows what that command does because you choose the protocol when you type in this command. Channel group, choose your group number. So we'll do ether channel group 1 and we'll do mode. And this is where you choose your protocol. By typing in active, it automatically uses, as I blew everything up, it uses LACP. Now it's suspending everything, but yes, best practice, it's not an error. Best practice says you should shut down these ports before you do this. So you don't have this flurry of error messages like I'm seeing right now, but you don't have to. And I'm not. So I'm going to say this side is the active side. Now let's jump over to switch 2. Now again, I want to make sure you guys catch this because I'm moving fast. I'm configuring this ether channel between switch 1 and switch 2. And right now I've got switch 1 is the only one that's configured. Okay, so we'll go into interface range, fast Ethernet 0/23 through 24. Switch port, no, what am I doing? Switch port mode trunk. Switch port trunk native VLAN 999. I know that's there. It's created. I don't have to look at that. Some consistency is restored, saying both sides are now at least matching. So now we'll do channel protocol LACP. The command nobody knows what it does because channel group. We'll do channel group 1 mode, and this side I'm going to make passive. Boom. Just like that, whoa, we now have an ether channel. So I'm going to do a show ether channel summary. And just like that, we have an ether channel. Port channel 1, LACP, fast Ethernet 0/23, 24 in a bundle. I can also look over here at, looks like switch 1, port channel came up. I can do a show ether channel summary. And same thing here. We've got a port channel that is up. It is a layer 2 port channel because I can see that SU is in use. It's good. Okay, this is what I want to say. I'm gonna hit the minimize everything button. Hang on. Poof, we're going black. Okay, because there is such confusion. It's actually really important, and it will cause a network outage and everything else if you don't do this right. Where's my pen? There we go. I have monitors behind monitors to make this one work. Okay. The question is, let me see if I can draw. Yep, there we go. The question is, when you have a switch, so we've got a switch right here connected to another switch, and you bundle these in a port channel. And I saw this question. I was like, this is worth just taking a minute to breathe and answering live. When you bundle them together, it creates this port channel interface. It's a virtual interface, so port channel 1. The question that I've been asked is, when do you put commands on the physical interface, and when do you put the commands on the port channel interface? The reason I'm pausing to say this is it's so important to get this right, because if you do it wrong, you will take down your network. A production network will go down. So first off, you will see a lot of people say, first go in just like I did, and set up the switch port trunk, set up your native VLAN, all that kind of stuff, and then create your port channel. Don't have to do that. You can, it'll work, but you don't have to do it. The only thing that you need to configure on these physical interfaces is the physical stuff, speed and duplex. If you even, duplex. If you even do that and don't leave it on auto. If you have some change there, go ahead and change it. But the best thing to do, in Jeremy's opinion, is to do your speed and duplex if you're going to do that, and create the ether channel and then put all your config under the port channel interface. Yes, even the switch port mode trunk, even the switch port native VLAN 999, even the switch port allowed VLAN, 1, 2, 3, like it, all of that. Here's what happens. When you put the config on the physical interfaces, as long as it matches, right? So let's say we've done switch port trunk and all that. When you go in and type in channel group 1 mode active, right? And you put those into a bundle, it actually moves the configuration. It takes the configuration out from under the interface and automatically adds it to the port channel. Let me show you. I'm going to hide this real quick.
Someone asked about MTU. Would that also be a port level?
That is a physical. So just saying physical interface, like layer 1 kind of thing. MTU, maximum transmission unit. That's a layer 1 thing. So all of that goes on the physical interface. But look at this. I'm going to do a show run. I went in. Nope, hang on. Right here. I went into these interfaces and I typed in native VLAN this, doing this. I did switch port mode trunk. And then down, hang on, where is it? Oh, packet tracer, don't let me down. Okay, there it is, right here. Interface port channel 1, it automatically put those same commands under there. If I didn't have those under the interface, those 2 commands right there, it's okay. I can just add them under the port channel and it'll take just fine. The reason I know you're kind of like, Jeremy, you were going so fast and now you're talking so slow and methodical. What do you want me to catch? What I want you to catch is I want you to make sure that you remember once you create this port channel, all your configuration goes under the port channel. The reason that I don't like doing this, I do it because it's on a lot of times you'll see it on the exam this way, of putting these things under the interface, is because later on, years from now, when you're adding another VLAN and you're like, oh, let's add VLAN 50. And you go, oh, I need to add that to the trunk. And you come under the interface and you add it on one of these, just not even thinking. You're like, oh, I just need to go under this because I see the config here, right? You come under here, you add a VLAN. As soon as you do that, it goes into port inconsistent state, which rips the port out of the port channel. The port channel goes down. The connection between the switches fail because everything's now inconsistent. You're like, oh no, what? So I would much prefer not even having those commands on the physical interface. Just keep it all under this. And remember that in the future, all your commands go here. And when you put it under the port channel, it applies to both physical interfaces. I know it's confusing as I'm saying it that way. Was that kind of clear?
It was good.
Good.
Yeah, I got it. I think everyone got it. Did you guys all get it?
Thank you. I hope so. And because I had to minimize, I can't even see anybody. But I say that and I go so methodical and so slow because somebody asked that, and I don't think we ever got to the point of answering it. And it is such a big deal because it will take down a network, and that's not good. Okay.
They said that makes so much sense. You did good.
Good. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now you got to find all my windows again. Here we go. Okay. So we've got the ether channel configured. So we're now trunking between the switches. Okay. Now it says we need to make sure that spanning tree is set up. Okay. Switch number 1 needs to be the root bridge because we can see it's saying the spanning tree priority should be 4096. Let's find switch 1. There you are. So let's just see the state right now. Show spanning tree. Cool. So right now, switch 2 is the root bridge. I know that because it says, here's the root and here's me as switch 1. If I was the root, it would actually say I'm the root. So we're going to do that. So I'll go into global configuration, spanning tree, and we'll say for VLAN, let's just do 1 through 100. We'll just do them all because it's Cisco switches run PVST, per VLAN spanning tree. So we're gonna have it on each VLAN instance. So we'll say the priority is 4096. Enter. Boom. Just like that. I come back here and do a show not VLAN spanning tree. and I can see this bridge is the root. So we have now become the root bridge. Because Cisco runs per VLAN spanning tree, it always adds the VLAN number to the priority. So the priority is actually 4097. As you go down, you can see the priority changing as we add different numbers, but this switch is the root for every single one of those VLANs. Switch 2, we're going to make the backup root right here. Do that by going global config, spanning tree, VLAN 1 through 100. And by the way, you can do 1 through 4000 if you want to. It's just however many VLANs you think you're going to use. And we'll do priority 8192. Control Z, show spanning tree. And this guy's seeing switch 1. That's the root. He's got priority 4097. And me, switch 2, I am priority 8193. Which is 92 plus 1. Good. So now we've got STP priority set. Port fast and BPDU guard on every access port, which is fast Ethernet 0/1 through 6 on both switches, so that we can make sure that we can bring our ports up fast. We don't have to wait for that spanning tree delay. And we protect ourselves from loops by using BPDU guard. Global config mode. Interface, fast Ethernet 0/1 through 6. Nope. Interface range, fast Ethernet. And we will do spanning tree port fast. Boom. Give it a bunch of not error, but warning messages saying use with caution. This can cause a loop. That's okay, because we have spanning tree BPDU guard. Spanning tree. Yeah. Okay. BPDU guard.
What's it called though?
Chuck, what's it called?
Bippy-doo.
BPDU guard enable. There we go. Do it on switch 1 as well. I had never heard of Bippidoo before, Chuck.
I'm sorry.
Spanning tree port fast, tons of cautions. Spanning tree Bippidoo guard. Enable. Good. Access ports are protected. Sweet. It's time for router on a stick. So let's move this out of the way. Inter VLAN routing on the Cafe 1 router using gateways from the Cafe VLAN and IP planning. Oh man, we're going to jam some subnetting in as fast as we can. So we've got sub interfaces for every VLAN, native VLAN 999, and then gateway address. It's showing for each one of them. Okay, so let's look at the Cafe routing and IP plan. So right here, you can see Claude, thank you, came up with a pretty sweet subnetting scheme, which when I saw it, I stared at it a while. I'm like, why are you doing this, Claude? But take a look at what it did. It's like, okay, so substitute X per site. So Cafe 1 will be like 10.1.1. So it'll be 10.1.1.0/26 for the POS. Now you guys remember, hang on, let's because you guys are subnetting masters at this point. Let's just do the quick version. If I'm doing a /26, that's a class C. That's a 24 ones. So that's a big 24 1 dot 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6. So our increment for a /26 is 64. So this guy right here for the staff VLAN will actually be 10.1.1.0 through 63, because the next one will start at 64. But they were like, but that's too easy. We're going to use 64 for the cameras and do a different subnet mask there. We're going to take a big jump for the customer Wi-Fi down to 128. So they're kind of like, this will be reserved for a couple other subnets, so don't use that one. But the customer one will be 10.1.1.128 through 191, because the next one would be 192. So then if your mind is like, what is going on? Just think Claude. Claude is to be blamed for this. So the cameras, which is going to be, I think, VLAN 20, I think. No, that's VLAN 30, and this is VLAN 40, because this is VLAN 20 and 10. That one uses a /27. So take one more one. that increment will be a 32. So this will be a 10.1.1. You guys seeing this? It's like, why would you do it this way? But they did. So 64 through 95, because the next one would start at 96, and that's the media server that they went with the /28. So one more. So they got so they just went hog wild on like, let's just throw every custom subnet mask in this small little cafe because we can, and let's split the subnet right in the middle, have a big subnet here and a big subnet here and a couple little subnets squeezed right in the middle.
Hey, Jeremy, do you have a moment to take a breather?
I do. Yes.
Awesome. I know Chuck has to leave here in a minute or so, right?
Yeah, I'll have to duck out pretty quick. I got a meeting in 9 minutes.
Sure thing.
And one of the things I wanted to, I put out a poll in the Discord and shared on the screen. Who wants Jeremy to make an error so you can win a T-shirt? I was very shocked by this.
Wow.
They're all rooting for you, man.
Thank you. You're rooting for me to not, so far virtually error free.
That's the support we want to see, though. I love
But
it.
a ton of people were hoping that you would really mess up in the subnetting part. They're like, this is where he makes the mistake, right?
Nope. That's the thing is, if I were rating Claude on its subnetting skill, I would say, Claude, you fail. Like, why would you do it this way? But it's functional. It works. Never do.
Chuck, do you have any parting words that you would like to leave with the community? Because this is our last 90-minute stream here for the Summer of CCNA. So we have a lot more people joining us.
I do actually have a puzzle, a problem that I need you guys to help me solve. Don't laugh. So we've been having frequent disconnects from our editing stations here at the studio and my switch. Happens like maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the day. They lose connection to my NAS. Videos go blah. It's crazy. There's a theory, and it sounds crazy, but it happens. Heath, one of our editors, says that every time they flush the toilet, everyone gets connected or disconnected. Every single time. We've correlated it. It happens. Why? Why is it happening? I don't know yet.
That's really it.
I'm not kidding.
I can validate this. I was there when this first happened, and it's repeatable. Like, you can literally go flush the toilet and the editor NAS connection goes down. I'm like, I was like, I'm not touching that one.
It's a weird one. And so I'm kind of troubleshooting it because it's becoming more of a problem. And so I have AI looking at it now, but it still hasn't been solved. So I would love to hear your thoughts, to get into the Discord, help me figure it out. But to just give you a context, it's just a direct run, a cable run from my server closet to them through a wall. That's it. There's no water pipes in the ceiling. I don't think there is. There might be. I don't know. Who knows what happened? But I don't know. So that's it. Also, proud of you guys. We've made it so far with the CCNA. Almost done. I want to see those exams scheduled, and I want to hear how everything goes. Anyways, I want to take off now.
Zach actually posted for our first CCNA student. He took it already. Posted in the Slack chat this morning, celebrating I passed. So I can't remember his name, but we've already got our first person who's taken the exam passed. Even we're not even done with the Summer of CCNA, and they went for it. But yeah,
it's crazy. That's awesome. Well, congrats to the mystery person. I'm sure they have to get something from us for being the first to pass and told us about it. So got to do something. Someone said, is it an electrical toilet? No, but I want one. It is Cat 6 standard cable, not fiber. So I don't know. I don't know, dude. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna check off.
All right. If we solve it in the meanwhile, we'll let you know. Chuck, great to see you. And I got
see you, Zach. See you, everyone.
Thanks for joining. All right, Jeremy, are you ready to get back into it?
All right. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near as fast as I thought I would. So let's go back to, so now we're going to the router. I'll get back up here. Here we go. Set up the router with sub interfaces. So we haven't seen the router in a little while. It's bring them up. Show IP interface brief. We've got gig 0/0, so we'll go into global config interface G0/0.10. I'm going to shrink this just a little bit so I can see the plan behind him. Whoa. 0/0.10. And right below it, I've got the gateway addresses, just so you guys know I'm not just making this or remembering this all off the top of my head. So that's the gateway addresses that we're going to use for this guy. So 0/0.10, the first command. So I'll do it just, this won't be an error, but I'm going to type in IP address 10.1.1.1. It was using a /26, which is 255.255.255.192. But when I hit the enter key, it's going to say, sorry, you can't do that until you've typed in encapsulation. And this, by the way, is how you tell it what .1Q encapsulation it's going to be using. Encapsulation .1Q10. Hit the up arrow there. Now it will take the IP address. And now we can just hit the up arrow and add a bunch of sub interfaces really quick. Encapsulation .1Q20, IP address 10.1. This is where it jumped around. It was 129. 192. Good. I'm going to do 30, which is our cameras. I'll do encapsulation 30. Hit the up arrow, and we will do, actually the cameras was one bit further, which is a 224 subnet mask. And it was 65 is the IP address. And then they went hog wild, or Claude did, and said, let's make the media server even one bit further than that, which will be a 240 subnet mask. And let's shrink this over here. It is a 97. Boom. Show IP interface brief. And all of our, I'll stretch that out a little bit more so we don't word wrap. And all of our IP addresses are set up. We have a router on a stick. It's good. All right, now we configure DHCP to match the Cafe IP plan exactly. It's pretty much saying the staff pool is this group, so we just exclude this.
Russ is asking, wouldn't it be 64?
Oh, good question. No, 64. So 64 is the network identifier. So 10.1.1.64 is the subnet. So if I do a show IP route, thinking what would be the fastest way I could show that? That identifies the network as a whole. You can't actually assign that to a device. .65 is the first usable from each way, just like .1 is, just like, and that's where you can see this right here, just like .97 is. So it's the network range, or the network ID +1 is what we're using for the default gateway. Good question. I should get a shirt. If somebody calls out an error and it's not an error, I should get a shirt. That's what I think. Global configuration mode. We're gonna add the excluded range because in Cisco DHCP, you guys might remember this, you have to exclude first. So we'll do IP DHCP excluded address. We'll do 10.1.1.1 through 10.1.1.10. And while I'm here, I'll exclude 129 to 10.1.1.139. And again, this is the, let me shrink this a little bit. This is the two ranges for the staff and the guests. The cameras and media server do not get a DHCP pool. They're going to be all static. Okay, so let's get the DHCP pool going. IP DHCP pool, we'll call it staff. Hit the enter key. We'll do default gateway will be 10.1.1.1. That'll give it the default gateway. Usually we would add DNS, we would add DHCP options here, but for now we're just doing network and router. So we'll do the network 10.1.1.0 and the network mask 255.255.255.224. And then we'll exit out here and we'll do IP DHCP pool guest. I see everybody. I just glanced at the chat. Everybody's still trying to solve the toilet. Yeah. Great. Thank you, Chuck. Now everybody's sitting there like, we're not even watching the lab. We're trying to figure out why the toilet is causing editing outages. So we'll do a default router for the guest network is going to be, oh shoot, where are we? 10.1.1.129. That's for the, because that's that big 128 subnet. And we'll do network 10.1.1.128, 255, and it'll be 224. Those are the two big ones. So let's just do a quick show run. We'll do section DHCP. And there we go. We've got the excluded address. I just want to make sure these are all accurate. We've got the staff subnet and we've got the guest subnet. Both look good. Let's just do a show IP DHCP binding, see if it handed out any. Not yet. That's fine. Probably because these guys are, let's look at their config. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Let's flip them over to DHCP. Their dark mode is not too good on being able to see what's picked, but it's good. So we've got staff. We'll flip that to DHCP. Guest. We'll change that to DHCP. And let's just look at the command prompt. IP config. Nothing. All right. Something might be broken. IP config. Sometimes packet tracer adds delay because Cisco thinks it makes it more realistic, but then you're like, is it working or is it not? All right. So so at this point, we should be handing out IP addresses, but we're not. So let's check it again, just see if, nope. Why would we not be handing out IP addresses? This would be a great time. If I've made a mistake, this would be a great time to solve it. So we've got
Warhawk is saying, would it be 255.255.255.192?
Yes, actually it would. Whoever said that, yes.
They get a t-shirt?
That would be the first t-shirt. Show run section DHCP. I did 220. Yes. Wrong subnet mask, Jeremy. IP. It's a /26, which is that's a /27. IP DHCP pool. I could only go so far. I have failed. Staff. We'll do network, and you are 100% right. That should be copy, paste, 192. Exit back out. Sorry for all of you that were rooting for me. Now I feel bad with all the people that voted. We thought you could do it. All right. So, and it'll be the guest will be 128. Hit the enter key. That's funny. Show IP DHCP bindings. Still not handing out. Show run section DHCP. All right. Right subnet mask.
Becca says, I knew it would be subnetting.
Yep. But we're, oh, no, we're still not. Let me just do an ipconfig /renew. See how realistic packet tracer is. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now it got an IP address. You can see right there, the .11. We'll do an ipconfig /all. And this is staff PC1. So this is the staff subnet. It got its default gateway. It said the DHCP server that gave me this address is the router. And we should see, if I jump over to the guest PC as well, do an ipconfig. We'll do /renew. And boom, just like that, we got an IP address from the guest subnet. Sweet. So now I should be able to ping the default gateway. Cool. And I'm going to ping through. Let's ping the, so I'm going to ping from the guest PC 1 over here, which is .140. I'm going to ping through the router, which will go, that'll test our trunk. It'll test our inner VLAN routing, router on a stick. I'm going to ping through to 10.1.1.11, which is the staff PC. And it's not working until it works. There we go. So that's, now this is packet tracer simulating. What actually happens in the real world is a lot of times the first ping will fail because the ARP request takes time to come back and it just times out in that time. So we are now pinging through our router on a stick. Woo, fantastic. Let's move. I'm moving down to the next section, which says cameras, media server. So the cameras get static addresses. So let's add them in. So camera 1. And this, by the way, is how you do it in Packet Tracer. I'm going to shrink camera 1 over here. I'm going to go config. We'll do IP configuration, static, and this is our camera, 10.1.1.66, 255.255.255. Okay, /27. That's our 224. That's where I got it wrong. 10.1.1.65 will be the default gateway because 64 is the subnet. Good. We have no DNS server. I'm going to close that. Go to camera 2. Give it a static IP address. Just paste that in there. Save me some typing. And 67 will be camera number 2. 255.255.224. And the gateway is .65. Good. Cool. Showing up there. And the media server. This will be in our VLAN 40 IP config 10.1.1.98. Seen that right over there. I don't see the subnet mask, but I remember it's one smaller. So hopefully this isn't an error, but I think it's right. 224.240 is the next one. And the default gateway 10.1.1.97 from that subnet. So we're statically, so this is common. If you don't use, like we talked about a few sessions ago, you can go on a DHCP server and do a bunch of static IP to MAC address mappings and have static dynamic addresses where the DHCP server actually hands out addresses that never change. You can do that, or you can go to the device like we're doing right now and statically type them in. Okay, so test connectivity and ensure devices are functional. So I'll just go to the camera. We already tested PC 1 and 2. Let's just go to the camera, do a IP config, make sure my static took. Ping 10.1.1.65. That's the default gateway. We're good. And I'm going to ping PC1. We're good. Okay, so I'm pinging to the router and through the router. That's pinging through to the PC from our quote unquote camera that we're emulating here. Okay, so all the devices are attached and statically assigned. Now, security. And you see what I'm doing here. This is stuff from way later in the course. So I'm jamming it all in one place, how you would typically configure a network. So lock down every access port with layer 2 security. So you can see port security. I've got sticky, use sticky MAC addresses with a maximum of 2. And we are going to do a violation restrict on the 2 point of sale ports, POS ports. We're going to do port security with a maximum of 1 with a violation of shutdown on every camera, media server, and wireless LAN controller port that's squished off there on the. Okay, so I need to come back up here and find out which ports those are. So the 2 staff terminals are switch 1, fast Ethernet, 0/1 through 2. Okay, port security. Whoop. Range. Port security. Switch port security. A lot of times it's easy to forget. The first thing you do is just hit the enter key. A lot of people will come in here and do maximum 2, right? And start doing all the config. But this first command is like your power switch. It turns on port security. So it also said, hang on, let's go back down here. Do sticky MAC addresses. So we'll do switch port security, MAC address sticky. And that whatever the first 2 MAC addresses it learns on that port will be the only 2 MAC addresses ever allowed on that port unless you or I get involved and change it. So sticky, and then maximum 2 violation restrict. So switch port security, violation restrict. Now you remember, and again, there's 3 different modes of violation. Protect, what it pretty much says 2 MAC address maximum, but if you violate it, that's okay. I'll just ignore it. I won't allow more than 2 MAC addresses, but I'm not going to do anything at all if other than MAC address 3, 4, 5, they won't work if that happens. Restrict does the same thing, but it actually sends a log message. The reason Cisco has these 2 modes is because you can flood your log files if people plug in the wrong things, and you just have constant port security violations with these. So Restrict does the same thing as protect, but logs it. Shutdown is the ultimate. That's where if you violate the MAC address security, the port security, it will shut down the ports. And that is what they want for the camera ports, not the POS terminal. So the camera ports and media server ports are going to be, let me go back up here, switch 1, 3 through 5. So let's exit out here and 3 through 5. Switch port security, enter. And by the way, let me do a quick show port security. You can see that automatically, just by typing in port security, it has a default state of shutdown for ports 3, 4, 5, and it limits it to 1 MAC address. So that's actually exactly what it was saying. But we want sticky addresses too. So we'll do switch port security MAC address. MAC, not caps lock, sticky, enter. Good. So that's added on there. So we've got sticky, maximum 1, violation, shutdown on cameras and media servers. So we're going to go over to the switch to fast Ethernet 0/1. /1 through interface range through, and I want it on the WAP and the media server. So 2. We'll do switch port security, and that one was violation shutdown. That's default. Maximum 1. That's default, and sticky. That's not default. Switch port security MAC address sticky. Good. We now have those installed. Good. Okay, so port security is set up. Now DHCP snooping. You guys remember what this one is? DHCP snooping is where DHCP servers are. We actually say those are the trusted ports. Where no other. So I'm trying to think of the fastest way to explain it. When you turn on DHCP snooping, no DHCP replies are allowed from any port except the trusted port. And that's where we go find our DHCP server and set that up. So Zach, let me breathe for a second. Any questions you want to call out?
I pinned a couple earlier, but I don't know how much sense it would make to go back to some of them potentially. I don't know, are you able to look through them or no?
Let me grab this one. It'll let me also grab a drink.
From the security perspective, should VLAN 999 management VLAN as a native VLAN?
Funny enough, I see it all the time, people using 999. I think it's just because Cisco used that in a lot of their examples. It can be anything that you want. By default, it's VLAN 1. And if you leave it at that, it'll be functional, native VLAN 1. But a security auditor will flag you. It'll be one of those yellow flags where it's not dangerous. It's not like, oh man, you're toast. But the native VLAN, which is when you have a trunk port, any untagged traffic, which is your management traffic, like CDP, stuff like that, that goes over a trunk port, will be sent on VLAN 1 by default, which again flags a security audit. So should it be 999? It should be something that's not 1, is essentially the summary of it. So you can use whatever VLAN from 1 to 1, well, from 2 to 4096, if you want to.
It's funny how like those things like VLAN 999, like that's something that like gets used across the board. You find like through teaching, but then it's like something like you remember like for the rest of your life. So like you guys, as you guys are going through the Sumer of CCNA, I guarantee there's going to be like an IP address range or something that like Jeremy mentioned, talked about multiple times, or even Castle Ryzen, like that is going to stick with you forever. So you're probably always going to remember like an IP address used in that, and it will always like click back to this learning experience right here.
For sure. And that's why you do see VLAN 999 all across. Let me grab this one because it's actually, this is the one I said is really important. Russ is saying, is there a reason you set up trunk on individual interfaces before creating the other channel rather than on the port channel afterwards? And that's what I I took a moment and slowed everything down and said, this is really important. So I did configure the trunk on the physical interfaces. It works, but that's where I said in the future, always do it on the port channel. It's just a much more stable configuration, less chance for taking the network down by doing it that way. Good. Zach, I'm looking at the time and I'm like, oh, there's no, Claude, you are so wrong with your time estimates. Okay, let's set up DHCP snooping. Let's jump back over there. So it says set up, so we only want to trust switch one's gig 0/1 uplink. So if we look back at the diagram right here, this is where the DHCP service is coming from. So the router is the one sending the DHCP replies to all the devices. So this is our trusted interface. So I will always do that one first. I'll come over here to switch one, interface GI 0/1, and we'll do IP DHCP snooping, and we just type in trust. This is our trusted ports. Then we go back to global configuration mode and type in IP DHCP snooping, and we type in we first hit enter, which turns it on across the board, and then we type in what VLANs we want to use it for. So I'll just do 1 through 100. That's my lazy way of not having to type in 1, 10, 20, 30 on each one of them. Just do it on all of them. We'll also, this is, I think, unless they fixed it in Packet Tracer 9.0, we may run into a Packet Tracer limitation here. We also want to trust the port channel, interface port channel 1, and you do IP DHCP. Yeah. So normally in the real world, on a real switch, you will have the command IP DHCP snooping trust, just like we had right here on the port channel interface. Packet Tracer doesn't support it for some reason, and they didn't fix it in 9.0. So we can go into interface. This is one that's very dangerous to do. Interface range, fast Ethernet 0/23 through 24. So now I'm going to the interface below the port channel and typing in IP DHCP snooping trust. That's the one where if you get it wrong, you'll tear down your whole port channel if you just did it on one of those. And normally you don't have to do that. That's just a Packet Tracer limitation. So we'll do it on the other side.
Shelby was saying, shouldn't it be 1 to 999, not 1 to 100?
Yeah. But it's not worthy of a t-shirt. But yes, you are correct, because now we have native. So all my interface range commands. Yes, you are right. That I'm just going to say that. Switchport. What am I doing? IP DHCP snooping trust. Yes. Now that there is that native VLAN, okay, fine. Yes. Technically,
I'm following up with Shelby.
Yes, Shelby. Well done. Man, ruthless. Okay, yes, you are right. Okay, dynamic ARP inspection, DIA. This is so once you've got DHCP snooping on, your switches actually build an IP address to MAC address mapping. Then all you have to do is go into global config mode and type in IP ARP inspection. And what VLANs? 1 through 999, Shelby. Yes, that is accurate. So we're going to do ARP inspection on all the VLANs. Great question, Kevin. How often should you save the config during the setup process? Would it be advisable after you verify a section works properly? You actually honed right in on it. So hang on, let me do this before Shelby calls me out again. IPR inspect. I'm going to do it on the other switch. IPR inspection, VLAN 1 through 999, and get all those at the same time. But the question is, when is it good to save your config? And I'll answer it with another question. Why doesn't Cisco just save the config as you go? Like, why do they even make you save your config? It seems disastrous. The reason they make you save your config is because you may do something that completely paralyzes the device. So you could type in a command, hit the enter key, and boom, you've locked yourself out or something like that. It's far easier to call somebody and say, hey, I just nuked our device. Can you reboot it for me? And then the non-safe config comes back, right? And so the way I would respond to Kevin's question is I would say, it's best to save your config. Once you've put your config in, you've verified it's working, and you go, yes, I'm ready to commit. So I'm just moving fast, but if you come back here, I'm going to go on switch 1 and I'll do a WR. I'm on switch 2 now. WR. I'll save my config on each one of them. Just quick WR, because at this point we are known good. And at that point, we now have snooping, dynamic ARP inspection, and port security all turned on. That's a pretty big chunk of material that we just went through right there. All right, now, you know what, Zach? I think we're going to configure the coffee house, and that's we're going to run out of time. That's about it. But this will probably be the best demo right here for you guys to see, is configuring an access list that's a real one. Up till now, in a lot of the CCNA, it's like, oh, it's just very basic ones. It's saying right now, let's configure an extended access list called guest out. So we're going to restrict, remember, we're at the coffee house. We have guests joining our network. It's free Wi-Fi, right? We want them to be able to access our streaming server so they can watch movies and get to the internet, but we do not want guests at our cafe accessing our staff VLAN or our point of sale terminals or our cameras. Definitely not, right? So I'm going to go on the router, because this is where the routing is happening. It's where people are going to be trying to get off their VLAN. It says create an access list called guest out.
Do you need to trust any interfaces for DAI?
Yes, you do. And I'll come back to that. But actually, golly. Yes, you do. We should have. It probably is also not supported in Packet Tracer, but you need to go under the trunk ports and make those trusted interfaces, or you may end up shutting your trunk port down. Great. So
I love this.
I know. I am actually really glad that you guys are catching that, because you are 100% right. So IP access list extended guest out will be the name of the access list. Hit the enter key. I'm now in the configuration. So it says there we go. It says permit TCP and UDP from 10.1.1.128. So this is the guest VLAN, right? To the host 10.1.1.98. That's the streaming server. And then what it's doing, and you will see this all the time in the real world. It says on TCP port 443, TCP, like, hang on, let me scoot this over a little bit more. All of these different port numbers, looks like that's all of them right there, as the streaming ports. So watch this, because knowing how to do this will help you immensely on the exam and the real world. So I'm going to say, I'm going to see if I can get creative with my arrangement of windows here. Here we go. There we go. Now we can see it all. So I'm going to do permit 10.1. Hang on. Permit TCP. That'll be the first one. We first put our protocol in there, TCP. And it says from the host. So I'm going to say what the source address. So 10.1.1.128 is the source network. That's the guest network. So we're saying the guest network is permitted. Now, this is where it's going to get a little nutty, because we have to have the wildcard bits. Well, remember, the wildcard bits are always the opposite of the subnet mask. A /26 is 255.255.255.192. And the easiest way to get the wildcard mask is just subtract the subnet mask from all 255s. So it'll be 0.0.0.63. Yes. So that's 255 minus 192. So I'll put the wildcard mask. Oh, let me grab my pen here. 0.0.0.63. And then it says, okay, Now, so it says to where? So what are you trying to permit them to? I'm going to say to the host 10.1.1.98. And then it's going to say, okay, on what? I'm going to say on port numbers equal to 443. And this is where it gets a lot easier because I can now, let me make this a little bigger so we don't word wrap. Hit enter, hit the up arrow, 32400. 32469. And I'll hit the up arrow and change this one to UDP 1900 and 5353. And we'll look at this access list when it's all said and done too. So that's pretty much all the access we want the guests to have to the streaming server. Then it says, okay, now deny them from the guest network to the staff network and to the cameras. So we're going to say deny IP, which is everything. It's not TCP, it's not UDP, it's IP, it's everything. And it's going to be from that same network, 10.1.1.128.0.0.0.63 to, and we're going to go to the staff, 10.1.1.0. And the staff, that was the 0.0.0.63, same one. That's the whole subnet. Enter. We don't need to say any port numbers because IP is anything. So I'm going to say deny, and don't worry, I know this is a lot. I'm going to show you the whole access list in just a second. I'm going to say to the camera, so it'll be 64. And the cameras are 255, 255, 255, 224. So flip that. That'll be a 31 as the wildcard mask. All right, now let's, and then it says permit them to everything else. So general internet still works. We still want to give our guests internet access. So we'll do a permit IP from any, no, we'll do from the 10.1.1.128.0.0.0.63 to any destination. Now let's look at it. Because right about now, I'm sure a lot of you are like, show IP access list. Look at this. Mother of all access lists of what we've seen so far inside of here. Guest out is the name of it. You can see here's all the permit statements, which is saying this guest network, remember, this is the source, is permitted to get to this destination, that's the streaming server, using port 443 of TCP, port 32400 of TCP, right? You see how this works. TCP, TCP, UDP, UDP. And then it says, then they are denied from getting to the staff network, completely blocked. Then they are denied from getting to the camera network, completely blocked. Then they are going to be permitted to access anything else, right? That's how you read that access list. Now, it's not applied yet because it says apply it inbound on the sub interface G0/20. Now, Claude was very kind to us here because normally on the exam, they would say, apply it at the best possible place, which would be as close to the source as possible when you're talking about an extended access list like this. So we'll exit out because right now it doesn't do anything. We'll go into interface GI 0/0.20 and do IP access group guest out. It's a terrible name. In. So it's filtering the guests out, but as they come in to that, it's going to filter them. I see you, Shelby. You've already got one. It's fine. But it's a really good question. Do you need a permit any at the end? So a permit IP any. So that actually this is the equivalent of that. I could have, let me make sure you guys catch this. And I almost did. I could have typed in permit IP any. So any source to any destination. I could have typed that because I'm applying it to the guest VLAN interface. So the only people that are coming in there is the guests, which is the subnet, right? So I could have just said any, and knowing that by putting it right here, I'm only going to see this. So I typed the full thing. So this is the same thing as any, but this is saying permit them, this group, to go to any destination. That's the whole world, the whole internet is all right there. Good question, Shelby. You know what's funny, Zach, is I think people might be asking genuine questions, but I'm like everything I'm now looking, I'm like
Yeah,
skeptical.
I know.
No.
That's
Uh,
what makes it so amusing to me is because you're like, "Wait, I don't do I answer it? I don't know."
yep. All right. So uh okay, so let's hit this and then we'll do the nat command, and that'll be about as much time as we have. I'll have to figure out times where I can figure out the hub office and everything else. So create a standard access list called management access and apply it to your VTY lines, permitting only 1011, the staff. So we're essentially saying, I only want the staff to manage my devices. So the way you do that is do IP access list. So the IP access list is what allows you to create named access lists. So I'm going to type in standard and we'll type in mgmt-access, right? And we're going to permit only, we don't have IP, TCP, nothing. It's a standard access list. So the only thing I get to type is what source address, 10.1.1.0, wildcard mask 0.0.0. This is the 63, right? Right there. Everything else is implicitly denied. So now I'm going to go under line VTY 0 space 4 and I'm sorry, I'm just having a thought right here. I'll share it with you in a second. And type in access class, and we'll do mgmt access. It is case sensitive, by the way. And we'll say inbound. By the way, if you set it outbound, you'll actually be filtering your own device from trying to telnet out. You don't want to do that. So we'll say inbound. Now, I am going to say that my hesitation is I was saying build a standard access, apply it to the VTY lines. Technically, you've seen it, but I would also do this on the switches. I just did it on the router, but I would also do it on the switches too, to make sure people can't telnet into the switch somehow. But by having it on the router, who's the one doing the inner VLAN routing, it should be okay to protect that. That said, yes, you should do it on the switches as well. But for sake of time, let's give the cafe temporary internet access. It says, do NAT overload on the router's GI 0/1, even though nothing's plugged in yet. Let's go back up here. So we've got, that's the cafe router. This is its GI 0/1. So it says configure NAT on that router so that every VLAN subnet can get internet access. So let's do it. First thing that we're going to do is create an access list that matches all of the subnets. We'll do IP access list. Let's do standard NAT list is what we'll call it. And this will be an easy one. Easiest access list we've created so far. Permit, actually the ultra easiest way that you can do it is anything. Everybody's allowed. If you want to be more specific, I can do a, let me just do a no. You can say permit 10.1.1.0 0000255 if you want to do that. But because every subnet at this office begins with 10.1.1, right? So now I'm going to come back and do IP. Let's do a quick show IP interface brief. There's all my interfaces. Okay, so I'll do the NAT command first, and then I'll label the interfaces. IP NAT inside source. So that's saying I want a NAT from the inside of my network out. The source things that I want to add, the source addresses, are defined in access list. What did I call it? NAT list. And I'm going to send it out interface GI 0/1. That's what it said right here. And I'm going to overload it. Boom. Now I need to go into GI 0/1 and do IP NAT outside. And then I'm going to go into each one of these subinterfaces, GI 0/0.10. And we'll do IP NAT inside. You have to label your interfaces. 20, 30, 40. Good. All right. I installed something on my machine. I still don't know what it is, that when I hit Control twice, it does that. All right. I'm going to do Control Z. Let's do so I know we don't have an internet connection yet. So let's give us a fake internet connection. Let's grab a PC. Throw it up there. And we'll just give it a static address. We'll go to ipconfig. We'll give it 1.1.1.1. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. No default gateway. We'll keep it as simple as it can be. And we'll connect, actually probably a crossover from here up to here. Good. And then we'll go on to the router, GI 0/1, IP address 10 or 1.1.1.2. We'll have our make-believe internet. Good. Show IP interface brief. So the part of the internet will be played by that random PC I threw in Packet Tracer right here. So PCPT, that'll be the internet. He's 1.1.1.1. So if this is working okay, I should be able to go to a staff PC. Let's do it. And ping, right? Yes. Yes. 1.1.1.1. I don't have a default route. I know some of you are thinking that, but it shouldn't matter because the router knows its connected interface 10.1.1.2. It's like, oh, I know how to get there. So maybe. Oh, yeah, it's just Packet Tracer doing what Packet Tracer does, trying to make it look like it's not working. It's like, it's the same feeling you get in the real world too. Why is that not working? And now I should be able to go to my router now and do show IP NAT translations. Look at that. We have internet access at our cafe. So, Zach, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. No, Claude, look at this. I just have to come back here. And Claude is like, I told it. I told it everything. I said, I'm live streaming. It's like, yeah, you'll be able to get that guy in about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
You got this. To roll out. Maybe if I was just sitting by myself, maybe it's not thinking
maybe
I don't know. Even then I'm like, I don't think I could do that all in 20 minutes. So we are going to give this lab to you. So the cool thing is, oh man, I still want to do this. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. So stage 2, I was actually really impressed with what Claude generated. It set up a full-on layer 3 switching. So this is the regional hub office that the cafes will connect to. And actually went through and said, okay, you're going to set up 2 layer 3 switches with multiple VLANs. You're going to set up HSRP failover between them. So anyway, this will be a trip. And we will do that tomorrow. We'll do it on Friday's live stream. That'll be good.
Awesome. I mean, you still got really far. You still did a great job. So fantastic.
Zach, you're the most encouraging guy I know. I mean, thank you. Yeah, that was a lot. It was a lot to get through, a lot to talk through. And that honestly, the thing that we didn't get to was the routing, where we get OSPF going between all of these. But if you are able to do that stuff without having to refer back to books and figure it out and all that kind of stuff, you can do that on some switches and routers. You have a really good chance going into the CCNA of being able to nail it. Just so you know.
What do you think about opening up the live stream tomorrow? Because we had a lot of people join us.
Yeah, that's right. Today. That's right. This one is the wide open one, but yeah, we do have. So yes, we will. So we will post the. So watch the LinkedIn. That's where you get it out to everybody, right? In the world. Yeah.
All you guys need to do is just subscribe to either Jeremy's channel on YouTube, or I don't think we have it running on Network Chuck's channel today, do we? I don't think so. Oh, it shows that it's running. I thought he was going to remove that.
I think it's on the Network Check Academy YouTube. Oh,
Yep.
go subscribe to that one. You don't need to go hit Network Check Academy.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, but yeah, definitely subscribe to us on Network Check Academy, and then you'll get notified tomorrow as soon as we go live. But if you're on Discord, I share the link out on Discord every single day. I end up sharing it multiple times throughout the day, even so that you guys can find it. So be sure to join us on Discord if you want to tune in tomorrow. If you're not subscribed to the Summer CCNA. And if you're not, you're looking to join a program like this, where we'll have live streams just like this. Fall into CCNA is coming up September 14th. So we're going to be running a whole new version of this, and you guys can join that. We'll have more news coming about that, coming out about that next week, so you guys can actually join and hang out with us. So stay tuned for that. Jeremy, do you have anything you want to leave with? I know you just went through a lot, but
yeah, my mouth is completely dry. But it was a lot, but it was good, and I hope that it was. I see. I'm glancing at. I like this one. Oh no, the comments are moving too fast. This one it made me chuckle. Tomorrow. So yes, it'll be open. We're like, for everybody. You want to come to that, because that'll be some really, really intriguing stuff. Setting up layer 3 switching. But yeah, no, that's it. That's all I got, Zach.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for another daily check for our last 90-minute check-in for the Summer CCNA, but I'm excited. We'll open it up for everybody tomorrow. Be sure to give our friends over at Skillbit a shout out. Go ahead and scan that QR code. Go visit them. They help us host all of our virtual labs. So when you sign up for Summer CCNA or fall into CCNA, you guys will be utilizing the labs from Skillbit, and they have been phenomenal for us. I think the reliability they've been up the whole time. I don't think we've ever had an issue with them being down in any way or inaccessible. So that was fantastic. So definitely, give them the shout out. Tell them we sent you. They would love to hear from you. But we will see you tomorrow for another check-in for the Summer CCNA. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you have a great night. Take care, everybody.
Awesome. Bye. See you.